Well, hello everybody. Welcome to P.B.M. Money. Wow, that escalated quickly. Well, let me back up and tell you. First off, this last week has changed everything in the financial planning I had been doing. So I have always said and meant that I am not in charge. God's in charge. And I've tried to live by that. And so this, I don't know, maybe a week ago, I just felt like I was supposed to go buy another house. So I contacted my realtor, and I want you to know, I didn't want the first one. But I felt like it was for the ministry, and you know, and it was a way for God to bless me so that I could bless others, and you know, there's a whole thing there. So anyway, I did it, and I have not regretted it. But the thought of a second one, oh, okay. So here's the rule that we made. When I say we, I mean me and God came to an agreement years ago when I started the ministry. Everything that I did for the ministry, I did for me. So like if I opened a savings account for the ministry, I had to open one for me. If I did a mutual fund, I had to open one for the ministry and one for me, all the way through. And I've done that with bank accounts and money and everything. I thought that when I bought my duplex, that would be the one that I would get. So anyway, I contacted my realtor and I told him what I wanted, and then I didn't hear back from him for a while. And I know that the market is tough, I get it. So I just chalked it off to God was testing me to see if I would really go through with it. And I would. But I'd pretty much chalked it off, and I don't think my realtor was real up on it. So it just kind of died, and I was fine with that. So Thursday night, I was texting my son, and I told him I had thought about buying a house, and I said, what do you think? And he says, oh, absolutely, you should do that. If you've got the money, you should go do that. I said, really? He said, oh yeah, I would. I said, oh, okay. So then I texted my realtor, and I said, because we had a house, and somebody else was going to put in an offer, and I really didn't want to buy the house, and I didn't want to compete, and I didn't want to go through all the hassle, so I just let it die. So that Thursday night, I texted him, I said, did that lady put an offer in on that house? And he said, no, she was supposed to, but she backed out, she didn't want to do it. And I said, oh, okay, well, let's go ahead and make an offer. Okay, now this is at 8 or 8:30 at night on Thursday night, okay? And he says, okay, I'll swing by. I'm busy right now. I'll be over in about an hour. I'll get you to sign the papers. I thought, wow, no wonder he makes a lot of money. He's out swinging at 9 at night. Daggone. So anyway, he pulls up. I sign the papers. It's now 9 or 9:30. I come back up, and I'm like, and I prayed about it. I said, God, you know how I feel about this, but if this is what you want, great. But if it falls apart, I'm not going to be upset about it. So my realtor texts me the next morning at 10 o'clock and says, hey, they accepted the offer. I mean, we negotiated a little bit. They accepted the offer. We need to get your letter, pre-qualification letter. So he recommended somebody. I called them. They took the application over the phone, which, by the way, they tried to get me to do 3 different ways. One was computer, one was coming to the office. I'm way too busy for that, and I didn't want to do it in the first place, so I kept making excuses, and finally he said, well, I'm in my car right now. Let me get back to the office, and I'll call you, and we'll get this done. Well, he called me back in about an hour. I spent another hour on the phone with him, and 2 hours after that, I bought a house. Daggone, in less than 24 hours, I bought a house. I don't think I still have grasped. But my realtor was very pleased. He said I got a good deal. I got a nice house in a nice area. We'll see. Now, the thing that I didn't think about, because it all happened so quickly, is this little house is going to help us a lot in our financial goals. One of the problems that I was seeing with it is, now remember, our game is to pay off that little house in 2.5 years, then buy my duplex. I was afraid that if I bought this second house, that would push it out at least 3 more years. That means 5 years. That means I'm going to be 67 before I can even think about buying my duplex. And I thought, man, I don't know if I got that many, because I do a physical job. I don't know if I've got that much left in me. What I didn't realize is that the cash flow from that, and in 2 years from the house that we are going to pay off, is drastically going to increase the amount that we can save and put towards this one. So when we get these 2 houses paid off in 5 years, I believe we can get this done. We will be saving about $35,000 a year. That ain't gonna take too long. And that's assuming everything stays the same and we can still rent them for the same and I can still save the same on my, but 35,000. Okay. And along the way we'll be saving another 100 or 2 or 3 or whatever it is per month. So we'll be helping our long-term and our short-term with this new thing. So anyway, now I got to go back and redo my, which is fine. I mean, you know, as long as God's in charge, it's all going to be good. It's just, for me, I'm very deliberate about things. I need to be very cautious because it's God's money I'm dealing with. So I need to be very, very cautious and very deliberate about it. So now I got to go back and redo all of it. But I know that it'll be worth it. But anyway, it escalated very quickly. I went from being perfectly happy that that thing was dead to owning a house in 24 hours. Daggone. I've never done it it's never happened that quick. And I'll tell you a quick little story. I had prayed when I contacted my realtor. I had prayed and I said, God, if this is from you, let it go quickly, smoothly, with no hitches. If it's not from you, make it difficult, make it hard, and make it borderline all the way through. That way I'll know. Well, daggone. Well, anyway, now we got to go back. We got to change the game. The amount we're saving is still going to stay the same. But it's just the circumstances, what we're going to do with it long term, blah, blah, blah. That's all got to be redone. But we're still plugging along. Hang in there. We're doing good. You guys have a great day, a great week, and happy investing and purchasing.